Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called 12 Beautiful Castles to Visit in Poland, Amazing Places to Visit in Poland. I think surprisingly, I wasn't expecting it to be that many castles in Poland. That's on me. That's just me being ignorant. But now I know, yes, I think Poland has just so many different castles. They all have different architecture styles. They're just very weird looking, or well, maybe not weird. They're just very distinct from each other. So I'm loving it. I can't wait to see what kind of castles I want to go visit next. But let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
Welcome back, folks, to a brand new video. The UK and Germany have a massive reputation for having some of the best castles in the world.
Correct.
But did you know that Poland has hundreds and hundreds? So in this video, I'm sharing just a few. So here are 12 beautiful castles to visit.
Was it a dragon breathing fire?
In Poland. This is part one. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now before you even watch this video, don't forget to hit that like button, obviously for the YouTube algorithm. Most probably you didn't know it, but Poland is a land of castles.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
In fact, castles of Poland are some of the most impressive in all of Europe.
Oh.
And several of them are really important.
What's your rank importance?
Malbork Castle.
I have a kind of, it just occurred to me, the Marlborough, as in the Duke of Marlborough, as in the song, the famous song, the Marlborough, it was the Duke of Marlborough. I think it was called the Duke of Marlborough something. I think there's a particular song that has to do with this, so I'm wondering if that's the same name. The very famous song.
Malbork Castle is considered to be the largest brick fortress in the world, measured by land area.
Oh.
But in the 13th century, it's the castle of the Teutonic Order and a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
It doesn't surprise me. Yes, it's so incredibly old.
It's an impressive edifice built from red brick, consisting of three parts: the lower castle, the middle castle, and the high castle.
I want to go into the high castle.
Now, as the castle is really huge, prepare yourself to spend most of the day there. So sit back and relax.
I don't think that would be a problem. It's a neighborhood, basically. It's not even a castle. I can see several families living here. Not even families, they're just 300 people or maybe more that live here. Is that a tower? During the sunset would be the perfect place to visit it because I think it's just very pretty. It's just very nice looking in this sort of light. Medieval?
Located 15 kilometers from Kalisz, just by car.
Don't know what that is.
The castle began life around 1560 as a small fortified mansion with octagonal towers at its corners.
Was that small? For the time period,
Some
probably.
50 years later, it was enlarged and reshaped into a palatial residence in the late Renaissance style.
It's a residence, a palatial residence for monarchs.
Since 1962, the building contains a wealth of exhibits, both original and new. The ground surrounding the castle is a beautifully landscaped park where you can sit down, relax, and take in the gorgeous sights.
It's very minimalistic with the whole gray and white. It's very pretty. Although kind of small.
Next up is Moszna Castle.
This doesn't look small at all.
The 17th century castle in Moszna is one of the most interesting historical sites in Poland's Upper Silesia province.
It's huge, actually. I'm surprised that it's so big. Oh, it's sort of isolated from everything.
Even though the castle was originally designed in a Baroque style, later an Eastern Neo-Gothic wing.
We'd love to know more about the Baroque style because I don't know, I can't see the influence.
And a Western Neo-Renaissance wing were added.
Okay, as time went on, yeah, of course.
The Moszna Castle has a total of 99 spires and resemble those magical places that you see
in fairy tales, Disney films, and of course, our very own Harry Potter.
I think this is the view. This is it. This is a money shot.
In fact, apart from being a museum, a restaurant,
museum.
or a luxurious hotel, it hosts summer camp for teenagers. So come on, folks, how cool is that?
How big is this place? It has so many
Fun
things.
fact, Moshno means something else in Polish. I'll leave it up to you
Oh, I love
to
that.
find out what it means.
I don't know. I can think of so many things. With the views to the
Situated
lake.
on a hill overlooking the mouth of the Dunajec River is Niedzica
river.
Castle. It was initially built by a Hungarian man sometime between 1320 and 1326.
An Hungarian man, sure.
Due to its location, Niedzica Castle is often referred to as the Dunajec Castle and has since been a museum since 1963.
It's nestled in the woods. I love
The
that.
castle is also subject of a local legend, which says
What?
that an Incan princess was killed here, leaving her ghost to haunt the castle night.
Well, I wouldn't want to stay there overnight then.
In order to visit the castle, you would need to join a tour, departing from Zakopane or Krakow. Unless you have your own
I saw this. They're sort of crumbling down, but I don't know if it's the architecture or the things. It's in ruins.
means of transport.
The windows are so small. Wonder how it looks from the inside.
Wawel. This castle is undoubtedly one of the most important historical sites in the whole of Poland.
Where is it? Is that it? It looks.
When Krakow was the capital of Poland, the Wawel Royal Castle was where the Polish kings resided,
So it must be the fancier
1333
one.
to 1795. It was also built on Wawel Hill, and Wawel Cathedral was the place of the coronation of no fewer
Oh,
than 36 Polish kings and queens. But nowadays, the castle forms a UNESCO World Heritage Site and serves
yeah,
as a
they don't have
museum
kings, right?
of royal chambers and the national crown jewels.
they also have crown jewels.
But of course, epic views.
It's incorporated into the other buildings, which I find quite interesting. Oh, too many statues. Who are these people? It's so intricate. All the decor. It doesn't look that opulent though. Oh, this is, now we're talking. I'm loving that one. The river, the woods. I want to go here. Oh, and it's foggy. Oh my god. Okay. Yes. Absolute favorite one. This is it. Oh my god, this is so gorgeous. I want to go there so badly. I love how it mixes with the trees. It's just very, I don't know, it looks perfect with this kind of woods and this kind of trees. Oh, and there's an actual bridge that you need to cross in order to go to the entrance. Are you kidding me? This is my favorite one, absolutely. I wonder if this was early on in the morning.
You're about to hear some wonderful Polish. My pronunciation alone should make you want to hit that like button.
Kisha's Castle? Shisha's?
Zamek Śląsk is located just outside of Wałbrzych and is the third largest castle in Poland.
It's the third
Now,
largest.
the original
That's a
castle
lot.
was built in the 13th century and protected the trade routes from Silesia to Bohemia.
Older than I thought.
It changed hands many times over and
I can
underwent
imagine.
2 major reconstructions. Its location on a vast rocky hilltop
It's kind of
overlooking the
modern.
woodland area that surrounds it. Makes a huge impression.
Very easy to leave an impression when you're a huge castle.
This is an epic day trip from Wrocław, and a top tip would be to stay at the Castle Hotel. Not
they
as
have a gold
expensive
tower.
as you
Oh.
may think.
Okay, yeah, sure, then I'm in.
And let me tell you, two of the most difficult Polish words that I've ever pronounced.
Polish is a really hard language. What are those things?
Only a 15-minute walk from Olesznica train
A
station.
walk?
This Renaissance residence was originally built on a Gothic fortress from the 13th century and was gradually extended and renovated over the following years.
It's Gothic style. It's gorgeous.
The last owners of the castle was the Hohenzollern family, from whom it was a summer residence until 1945.
That's so recent though. That was yesterday
After the
basically.
Second World War, Italian and Hungarian prisoners of war were detained in the castle, and then the Soviet Red Cross Troop had its headquarters there.
Well, that's bad.
It's highly recommended to go there in the spring or summer.
Why?
If the weather is good, you'll be able to walk through the park near the castle and see the market square.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
One of the most beautiful castles in the whole of Poland is the Winesud Castle,
Oh, this is there's a lot of sculptures.
also one of the country's national historic monuments since
There you go.
2005.
Oh, that's a Polish thing.
The building
Symbol.
of the castle was started in the 16th century, but during the 1600s, it was upgraded and turned into a palatial building.
That tree is gorgeous.
Now, one of the most striking features about this particular palaces is its interiors. Some of the
Seems-
best preserved rooms date back to the 17th century.
This is very Russian and also it's huge. It looks like a hotel.
Its splendid appearance and function was due to the fact that it was owned by the most powerful families in Poland.
I can see why. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's clean looking. It's beautiful. It's sleek.
A stone tower on the walls of the Dropstein Castle rises just above the road and the water surface.
Oh, you
of
can see it when you're
Johannesburg Lake.
driving.
Only when you are close will you notice that it is almost a new building, erected in recent years on the ruins of the original castle.
It's the ruins. Oh.
The first stronghold was built here at the turn of the 13th and 14th century.
It's so small.
Legend has it that it is there, in the tunnels, where the Inca treasure was hidden in the 18th century.
Wonder if someone wants to go look
So
for
find
this.
out.
Probably not.
Next up is Krasichin Castle.
Wow, it's so weird looking.
One of the greatest treasures of Renaissance in Poland, and ranks among the most beautiful castles in Europe.
But it's very
It was
weird.
built between the 16th and 17th century by Stanislaw Krasicki.
It's kind of modern,
his son.
I think.
The castle is surrounded by a beautiful park and lake. There's also a
Oh,
guarded
it's in the
tour
lake.
with tickets for the watchtower and dungeons.
Oh, the dungeons. I don't want to visit that.
Kornik Castle in western Poland
Oh,
was
it's
first
in the
built
lake.
in the 14th century. However, the structure that we see today has undergone several modifications through the centuries.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But overall,
It's in the middle of the
castle
lake.
certainly stands out in Poland. And on top of that, it was one of the few castles to survive World War II.
That's a huge feat in and of
There's
itself.
access to the castle via a wooden drawbridge.
I wonder if they
Prepared
close it.
for busloads of school kids.
With the lake in the background, it seems as I know the castle is floating because it's so reflective. The waters are reflective. It just looks as if the castle is floating in the middle, nothing.
But there you have it. 12 beautiful castles to visit in Poland. And just remember, this is only part 1. There are so many to do, and not for just one video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. As always, be good, be kind, be careful. Peace!
I think videos like this really do give it a new meaning to the whole. There's so many things to do, so little time. Because I think, especially I think if you're a tourist, you don't really get infinite time to just frolic around those castles, and you usually have an itinerary, and you're there for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, but it's just a very restricted time period, and there's just so many things that you would probably want to see in Poland that it makes me a little sad to know, well, it's a good excuse to go back, of course, but I'm not going to be able to see everything that I want to see in just my first visit, so of course it's a great excuse to go back. But there's just so many different castles that I want to go visit. I want to go visit all of them. I think my favorite one was the one with the foggy one. It's just it was very orange, very gray looking. I can't explain how it was, but that was my absolute favorite one. But that's just, again, everyone, I think there's just also the good thing. It's just everyone has so many there's just so many different castles with so many different styles, and they're located in so many different places that I think it's just very take your pick. There's gonna be something for everyone, and everyone's gonna have their own favorite one depending on their personal taste, but there's gonna be something for everyone. So I think that's great. There's so much variety. I think who knew Poland had so many castles? It just always surprises me to know that there's so many different castles, and I think it's just maybe because they're not that advertised, I think, outside of Poland, or maybe that's just me, but I think they're just not that, it's just they're not more known, I think, outside of Poland. I think there are other countries that are very popular for their castles, and it's sort of the land of castles, but I don't think Poland, it's sort of advertised as this. But maybe they're Polish people know, because obviously they live there. Maybe some of their neighbors are aware of this as well, but I think outside of Poland, and maybe outside even of Europe, I don't think it's that known. I think, especially again in the US, I don't think it's that known as Poland, the land of the castles. I don't think it is that's right. I think they probably should sort of, again, there's just so many beautiful things to see that it makes me a little bit sad that they're sort of hidden. And you know what? You guys should probably advertise this a little bit more. There should be a team effort to know, hey, go visit Poland. There's just so many beautiful castles up there that probably, again, they're not, it's not that they want to get, probably actually, no, maybe they don't want to get more visitors. We're fine the way we are. It's okay. But I think, there's just so many things. I think it's just so much beauty that I think, I don't know, humans deserve to actually see beautiful things as well. So that's why, everyone should go and check this out. But I think that my favorite castle one was, I think, the Xia. I don't know, there was a K. I don't know how to pronounce it. It was K, Xia's castle. I can't remember. But, even if I could remember, I wouldn't know how to pronounce it. But that was my favorite one. I think that it surprises me that so many of them are still standing, although there were a lot of them. I think probably over half of them, maybe not half of them, but there were just a lot of them that, of course, you can see. Some of them, there's one that I also can't remember. It was very great looking. I would assume, yes, the thing is sort of, it has parts that have crumbled with the years, because obviously those are so incredibly old. All of them, I think the newer one, and I'm gonna be that's sort of modern because it was built in the 17th century. It's just, which is a wild thing to say, of course, but I think compared to other castles, I think that gives you an idea of how old those things are. That the one built in the 18th century, even 19th century, those are new. And I think, again, it's crazy, as a crazy thing to say, they're so modern. It was built in the 300 or 400 years ago. That's the case with this antique castles. It's just, of course, you have things built in the 1500s, 1400s, 1200s, that, yes, of course, everything newer than, I think, the 1600s or 1700s is going to appear modern in comparison. But it's just wild. But I think that's really the beauty of it. But what I was going with this is that there's, again, some of them are I think they're just a little destroyed. Maybe not destroyed, because I think it's still standing, but there's just parts of it that I think are kind of crumbling a little bit. I don't know. Probably they don't want to leave. They leave it like this because maybe it's a little bit dangerous to kind of fix it. or they're just no, because we're going to preserve it, is as in the things that can be preserved, we're going to preserve it, but we're not going to restore this. And I like that. And also, again, I like that some of them are sort of being left like this. And obviously there's a huge amount. I can't even imagine the amount of preservation that goes into this, and the amount of effort that it goes into preserving all of these things, because it's not an easy thing. I think buildings are not meant to last that long, as obviously some of them do. And yes, we have ancient Roman ruins, and I know that we have some buildings that have really stood the test of time. Obviously these castles as well. But I think generally things are not meant to last forever. It's just the nature of things are not meant to last forever. So the fact that we're still seeing them standing, I think that's already a great marvel. But I think it's kind of crazy that, yeah, a lot of them have been restored. They've had to, because again, there's just so many things that can happen throughout the course of 500 years, 600 years, or even more. You know, you have wars, you have earthquakes, you have erosion, stone, everything. The stone erodes with time. That's just the nature of stone and rocks. So it's just crazy to me to see them so in great shape that it's kind of, wow, I can't believe the thing is really still standing. And it's that you can visit. It's not just, hey, you guys, you can't enter here, because the thing, again, it's dangerous for the structure itself. It can't withhold that many people just going in and out, because that's the thing. Again, with erosion also happens, not just with the nature elements. It also happens with people, because your oxygen, the oxygen that we breathe, our shoes, I don't know, we as humans, just again, it's just a thing that's going to happen. So the fact that you can still visit them, I think it's great. I think a lot of them have been renovated, because one of the things that also I think was very nice is that, a lot of these apparently are hotels and you can stay there. I would assume they have the wings, because that's the thing about castles. They're so incredibly big that you can have several wings, and you can have this wing and have it separated from this other part. And I imagine that's what they do. So there's just a wing that's dedicated to sort of the visitors and the museum part of things. And then you have a separated wing, an isolated wing that's a hotel with obviously rooms, kitchens, and everything hotels have. And probably there are parts that I would imagine they're sort of closed to visitors or whatever guests, or just no, you can't really enter there. I think my morbid curiosity would be to know, especially because I think I would assume all castles have dungeons. So I'm wondering what happens with the dungeons in those places and in those castles that have hotels. What's up with the dungeons? Are they closed? Are there still, you can't enter, you as a tourist or you as a guest, you can't enter this part. But there are, the ones that build, the owners, I don't really know if it's owned by who. I don't really know if it's a private ownership or it belongs to the government. I do not know. But I would love to know more about the dungeons. It's just, okay, are they closed for everyone? No one has entered that part of the castle in 200 years, or no, they still have to maintain this somehow. So they're not going to go, again, because humans erode things and they damage things, so they don't go every month, but maybe a couple of years they need to go downstairs and check on the dungeons to see if everything's in the right order, if there are some things that need to be maintained or something. But I don't know, or maybe it isn't, and maybe it's open to the public. Maybe that's the case, I don't know, but I would love to know more about that. It's just again, maybe it's more with curiosity on my part, but I don't know, I'm very interested in that part of things. And do not get me started on the ancient and hidden tunnels. I'm pretty sure almost all castles have this, but I don't know if they're discovered. So I think they mentioned some of them that apparently they are aware. Yes, some ancient tunnels and underground tunnels existed and they are there, but I don't know if you can just sort of, hey, I'm going here just to check. No, you can't. But yeah, I would love to know more about it, because it's really interesting. Although I am aware, and I think logic tells me it's not going to be open to the public. If there are there are underground tunnels, but you can't get in there. No one gets in there. But I would like to know. I would go. I wouldn't tell anyone. I would go and visit the underground tunnels, but I wouldn't tell anyone. Maybe because A, you're gonna get arrested. It's illegal, and B, it's going to create probably more people trying to emulate you, and they also want to visit the underground tunnels. But yeah, I love that. I want to go visit every single one of them, and yeah, it's great. Hopefully there's gonna be And obviously, again, you can stay in the hotels. I would love to go to the actual castle, but also stay in the hotel. Would love that. But hopefully, we're going to have this castles standing in place for hundreds and hundreds of years more. And I think they deserve to be standing for 1,000 years more. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.